Welcome, space enthusiasts, to Astronomy Daily. I'm Anna.
And I'm Avery. We're your guides through the cosmos, bringing you the latest and most fascinating news from across the universe.
Today, we've got a packed episode for you. We'll be diving into Italy's ambitious plans to build the first lunar home for astronauts on the moon, a significant step in future space exploration.
Then we'll shift gears to explore some incredible ancient wisdom, discussing how Aboriginal Australians possessed an extensive knowledge of their sky country, intimately linked to their traditional songlines and navigation.
And get ready for some cosmic mysteries. We'll look at a tentative discovery regarding Betelgeuse and its potential elusive companion, plus discuss a curious and growing anomaly right here in Earth's magnetic field that NASA is keeping a close eye on.
It's going to be an exciting journey through breakthroughs, ancient insights, and perplexing phenomena. So buckle up, because Astronomy Daily starts now.
All right, let's kick things off with some exciting news from the European space front. Italy is stepping up its game in lunar exploration, with plans to build the first residential module for astronauts on the moon.
That's right, Anna. Adolfo Urso, Italy's Minister for Enterprises and Made in Italy, made the announcement. This isn't just any module. It's called the Multi-Purpose Habitat, or MPH module, and it's set to be the first genuine surface habitat for a sustained astronaut presence on the moon.
It sounds incredibly ambitious. This mobile, pressurized unit is designed to support scientific research and human exploration in the moon's extreme environment. Urso emphasized that this is a result of a clear political vision to establish Italy as a space power.
And they're not wasting any time. Back in July, Thales Alenia Space, a joint venture, signed a contract with the Italian Space Agency, or ASI, to kick off the preliminary design phase for the MPH. This is all happening under the bilateral cooperation between NASA and ASI as part of the Artemis program.
So it's a key part of the larger Moon to Mars strategy. The agreement covers the early development of enabling technologies and the concept study of the lunar hardware. If all goes to plan, the launch is scheduled for 2033. Imagine that, a permanent lunar base operating for at least 10 years, supporting both crewed and uncrewed missions. It's designed to provide safe shelter for astronauts, enable scientific experiments, and even offer mobility across the lunar surface. It really positions Italy as a significant player in future human missions beyond Earth. ASI President Theodora Valente noted that the MPH reflects Italy's international leadership in space habitability and confirms their long-term vision in this new space race. It's a testament to growing institutional support for the sector, especially after Italy recently passed its first national space law.
And adapting to those harsh lunar conditions will be a huge engineering feat. I mean, we're talking about extreme temperatures, radiation, micrometeorites, lunar dust, and low gravity. Thales Alenia Space Italia, as the prime contractor, along with Altec and other Italian partners, has a massive task ahead of them. This is truly Italy's first human outpost on the moon.
From ambitious lunar habitats, let's turn our gaze to a star that's always full of surprises, Betelgeuse. As we reported earlier this week, it seems astronomers might have finally spotted a close stellar companion to the bright red supergiant at Orion's shoulder, but doubts are now creeping in.
If true, this is huge. The idea of Betelgeuse having a companion has been suspected for over a century, but it's never been confirmed. This elusive partner could potentially explain some of the supergiant's recent brightness dips, like the Great Dimming of 2020, and even hint at a turbulent future for the star.
Absolutely. A team led by Steve Howell at NASA Ames Research Center used the Gemini North telescope in Hawaii, employing a technique called speckle imaging, which uses ultra-short exposure times to cut through Earth's atmospheric blurring. Howell noted that this detection was at the very extremes of what Gemini can accomplish, opening the door for similar pursuits.
However, and this is a crucial point, the discovery is on pretty weak footing right now. Orbital motion hasn't been observed, so we need follow-up studies to confirm if this object truly orbits Betelgeuse. There's even a roughly 10% chance the companion isn't there at all, which is a lot of doubt for an astronomical announcement. As René Oudmayer from the Royal Observatory of Belgium put it, the signal-to-noise ratio is quoted at 1.6, and such values are generally regarded as non-detections.
So it's intriguing, but very preliminary. If this companion does exist, it appears about 6 magnitudes fainter than Betelgeuse and could be a pre-main sequence star weighing about 1.5 suns. What's truly wild is its potential proximity, orbiting Betelgeuse at a mere 4 astronomical units, meaning it would be inside Betelgeuse's extended outer atmosphere.
That intimacy would be a death sentence, though. The drag from Betelgeuse's diffuse atmosphere and extreme tidal forces would cause the companion to spiral into Betelgeuse in possibly as little as 1,000 years. The team speculates this collision could lead to an exotic object perhaps resembling a Thorne-Zitkov star, where a dense stellar core becomes embedded in a bloated outer envelope.
And the collision could trigger powerful eruptions of gas and dust, altering Betelgeuse's appearance and potentially shifting its evolutionary path. This close binary scenario could indeed reframe the Great Dimming, suggesting a companion stirring up Betelgeuse's outer layers as a plausible contributor. But for now, big question marks remain. Howell's team plans to monitor Betelgeuse for more concrete evidence. It seems the ticking time bomb that is Betelgeuse might just have a shortened fuse if this companion is real.
Speaking of things that are always full of surprises, let's talk about something a little closer to home, but equally mysterious: a huge anomaly growing in Earth's magnetic field. NASA has been closely watching a strange phenomenon called the South Atlantic Anomaly, or SAA, which is a giant region of lower magnetic intensity stretching between South America and Southwest Africa.
This isn't just a curiosity, Avery. While it generally doesn't affect life on Earth, it's a significant concern for orbital spacecraft, including the International Space Station. When these craft pass through the SAA and low Earth orbit, the weakened magnetic field means their technological systems are more vulnerable to being struck by high-energy protons from the sun.
Exactly. These hits can cause low-level glitches, but they also carry the risk of significant data loss or even permanent damage. Satellite operators often have to routinely shut down spacecraft systems before entering the anomaly zone to mitigate these hazards. That's one big reason NASA's keeping such a close eye on it.
And beyond the practical concerns, the SAA represents a huge opportunity for scientific investigation. Geophysicists like Terry Sabaka from NASA's Goddard Center for Spaceflight Science explain that Earth's magnetic field is a superposition of fields from many current sources, primarily a swirling ocean of molten iron in the outer core.
However, a massive reservoir of dense rock called the African Large Low Shear Velocity Province, located thousands of kilometers below the African continent, is thought to disturb the field's generation, leading to this dramatic weakening effect. It's almost like a localized field with reverse polarity growing within the region.
What's even more fascinating is that the SAA isn't static. Studies have shown it slowly drifts around, and even more remarkably, it appears to be in the process of splitting into 2 distinct cells. This means 2 separate centers of minimum magnetic intensity within the larger anomaly.
The implications of the splitting are still unknown, but there's evidence suggesting the SAA isn't the new magnetic phenomenon. Research in 2020 indicated it's a recurrent magnetic event that might have affected Earth for as far back as 11 million years. If so, it suggests the SAA isn't necessarily a precursor to a complete magnetic field flip, which does happen, but over hundreds of thousands of years.
We're also learning that the SAA has an impact on auroras seen on Earth. While many questions remain, it's reassuring that NASA is dedicating significant resources to understanding this magnetic oddity. As Sabaka put it, because that's what helps us make models and predictions. It's a reminder of how dynamic and complex our planet's protective magnetic shield truly is.
From the dynamic magnetic fields of our own planet, let's journey back in time and also across continents to explore a fascinating blend of ancient wisdom and modern astronomy. We're talking about the incredible knowledge Aboriginal Australians possessed regarding their sky country, a profound understanding of the night sky intimately linked to their traditional songlines.
This really is an eye-opening story. Professor Ray Norris, an astrophysicist who previously studied Bronze Age stone circles like Stonehenge, moved to Australia in 1983 and naturally wondered if there were similar astronomical insights there. He found that while people had documented Aboriginal sky stories, little was written about their actual scientific understanding of the sky.
And what a discovery he made! He found that, yeah, they really did study and understand the sky. This finding genuinely shook him. Aboriginal Australians, famed for their intimate knowledge of the landscape or country, also possessed deep knowledge of a sky country. It went from being a passing interest to absolutely fascinating for Norris, realizing how well they knew the sky and were exploring it.
His research in the emerging field of cultural astronomy, with invaluable input from Aboriginal knowledge holders, is now unraveling how Indigenous understandings of the night sky are intimately linked to understanding and navigating the songlines. For those unfamiliar, songlines are ancient routes of trade and travel that crisscrossed pre-colonial Australia, connecting important cultural sites.
These songlines are not just physical paths, they're woven into stories and songs passed down over millennia, based on pathways taken by ancestral beings during the dreaming. These narratives provide a way of navigating the vast landscape. As ANU anthropologist Alan Rumsey puts it, ancestors moved across the earth, forming places linked in tracks or through underground connections.
Dr. Bob Fuller of Macquarie University explains that songlines help people navigate outside their own country, with routes taught using the mnemonic qualities of song. Professor Marcia Langton, a prominent Indigenous scholar, even suggests they are in fact a song series.
A powerful example comes from Wardaman elder Yida Mama Bill Harney, from whom Norris learned how Aboriginal people were exceptional navigators. Bill can name pretty well every one of the 6,000 visible stars in the sky and knows a story about them. What's more, he carries a mental map, intuitively knowing directions based on the sky. Correcting for time of year and night, it's as if there's a constant map above him.
Another pivotal figure is Gahali Michael Anderson, an elder from the Uwali community. Anderson, also an astronomer and senior lawman, explains that astronomical knowledge was passed down orally and through art, with traveling the songlines acting as a teaching tool. As they traveled, they understood whose country they were in and which laws belonged to that place.
He says that along these pathways, you'd find scarred trees, rocky areas for tools, and cuts in trees, all serving as symbols of use and occupation, ensuring you were on the right track. Norris writes that Anderson's community used star patterns to create mnemonics of waypoints across the landscape beyond their country, often waterholes or significant points. These waypoints were sung, forming instructions made up of a series of linked songs that incorporated cultural knowledge.
It wasn't always as simple as lining up a star with a feature for direct navigation, especially since much travel happened during the day. During summer, many guiding stars weren't visible at night, but they still formed a mental pattern similar to the route, with each star representing a waypoint in the mnemonic. This ingenious system also served as a highly effective way to preserve stories and knowledge in an oral culture. It's truly amazing to see such sophisticated astronomical knowledge integrated so deeply into a culture's very way of life. What an incredible journey through space and time we've had today on Astronomy Daily. From the cutting-edge future of lunar living to the profound ancient wisdom woven into the very fabric of the stars, it's been a truly captivating episode.
Absolutely, Anna. We've explored Italy's pioneering work on the multi-purpose habitat for the moon, delved into the tantalizing, though still tentative discovery of Betelgeuse's companion, and unpacked the intriguing mystery of Earth's growing South Atlantic anomaly.
And of course, learning about the rich sky country knowledge and songlines of Aboriginal Australians was a powerful reminder of how deeply humanity has always connected with the cosmos.
It truly was. Thank you all for joining us on this cosmic exploration. We hope you enjoyed delving into these stories as much as we did. And please visit our website at astronomydaily.io for more space and astronomy news. And of course, you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
We encourage you to keep looking up and wondering about the universe around us. Join us next time on Astronomy Daily for more fascinating news and discoveries from across the cosmos. Until then, keep exploring.